All right, we're gonna see if I can remember how to record video. What's up, friends? Welcome to Mom's Dinner. All right, today I'm gonna share with you a recipe from the 5-ingredient dinner series. I'll link that playlist up here somewhere for you. It is a 5-ingredient summer tomato pasta. Oh, I love this. I made it for dinner the other night and I was like, we gotta have that again ASAP. We're gonna cook these with garlic and basil and white wine and mix it with some pasta. You're gonna love it. So stick around today. I'm gonna share with you how to make these tomatoes into a 5-ingredient summer tomato pasta. For our 5-ingredient dinner recipe series, there are always 4 ingredients that are not included in that 5-ingredient count. Those 4 ingredients are water, oil, salt, pepper. All kitchens have those items, so I don't include them in the count. What you do need, though, are some delicious summer tomatoes. You want the tomatoes that are kind of like cherry size or like grape tomatoes. That's what you want, because we're not gonna cut them, we're gonna put them in whole. Then you need garlic. Then you're gonna need some fresh basil. I happen to be growing basil this year, so I went and chopped some down, but you can grab some at the grocery store. Pasta. My favorite pasta for this recipe is capellini, also called angel hair pasta, but you can really use whatever kind of pasta you want. The last ingredient is white wine. Now, I'm probably not gonna drink any white wine tonight, so I'm not gonna open up this bottle. Instead, what I'm gonna do is grab this white wine out of my freezer. I love this tip. So I take this aseptic carton, open it up, pour out a little bit of wine, and then pop it in the freezer. You want to pour a little bit out because the wine will expand when it's in there, and this will keep in your freezer for about 6 months. Perfect. I just pull it out whenever I want it for recipes. Let's get started. All right, the first thing we want to do is cook our pasta. I've got a little bit of water heating up here, and anytime you cook pasta, you want to make sure that you are salting your water very generously. Way more generously than you think. I think, was it Samin said, what's her name, Samin? You should actually taste your pasta water and it should taste like seawater. So go in heavy on the salt. We're gonna bring this to a boil and then I'm gonna get this pasta in there and cooked. I've got a pound of pasta here, but I'm probably just gonna use about 12 ounces of it. All right, I'm working in my kitchen that has 1 burner, but if I was in a traditional kitchen with a stovetop, I'd be cooking the pasta and the sauce at the same time. So if you make this at home, go ahead and do it that way. And I think that this pasta looks pretty good. What I'm gonna do is strain it, reserve some of the pasta cooking water, and then I'm gonna pour a little oil over it, and that helps stop the cooking and prevents your spaghetti from sticking together. All right, we've got this pan heating up. Now we're gonna take the oil. I'm gonna use an extra virgin olive oil for this recipe because extra virgin olive oil is the one that has the most flavor. And it's gonna add a layer of flavor to this pasta. There is not a specific amount of oil I'm gonna add. I'm just going to fill up the bottom of this pan by like 1/8 of an inch deep, so that it's actually gonna create a base for the sauce. Then once that gets nice and hot and shimmery, we're gonna add in these tomatoes. The one thing about this is that you wanna have a pan that has a lid so that we can actually kind of steam and fry these tomatoes. I'm not exactly sure how many are in here. Let's see if it tells me. It does not, but it fills my pan. This is definitely not a measure recipe. This is a does it look right recipe. As these heat up in the pan, they're gonna start to release their juice and they're going to start to pop, which is exactly what we want. So we're gonna add a little bit of salt in there and let these continue to heat and break down. We're gonna pop the lid on for about 5 minutes, but I'm gonna check them about halfway through and give them a good stir. As those tomatoes cook, I'm gonna go ahead and get some of the other ingredients all prepped. We want 2 garlic cloves, and we're gonna cut them very specifically for this pasta. We're gonna cut them into slices. All right, that looks pretty good. The other thing that we need is our fresh basil. And use as much basil as you want. I probably have about 15 leaves here. So I'm gonna take off the harder stems. And then I'm just gonna kind of bunch them together and give them a rough chop. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I can definitely hear them popping in there. And they may need just a little bit of help to start breaking down. Some of those that have popped, you kind of smash them and they'll start releasing their juices. Not all of them have popped though, so these may need just a little extra time. Okay, I'm gonna let that keep going. All right, all of our tomatoes are popped and all the juice is thickening up beautifully in this pan. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna add in our chopped garlic and the white wine. I am going to try to measure the white wine for you. I generally just pour it in. All right, we're at about a half a cup. Let's see how this looks. Oh, my mouth is watering so much. Yep, I'm gonna go in with a full half cup. So it should just make it liquidy, but not necessarily, you know, soupy. And we're gonna let this simmer with the lid off for about another like 4 minutes or so. Okay, we are at the point now where this is thickened up really nice. It definitely smells like a mixture of wine, tomatoes, and garlic, not just wine. So we're at a really good point here. Now what I'm gonna do is, actually I'm not gonna do the basil quite yet. I am going to season this up with some kosher salt and black pepper. You could also, in place of the black pepper, or in addition to, which I'll probably do in addition to, add some red pepper flakes, just for a little tiny kick of heat, and makes a really nice garnish. Oh my gosh, it's making my mouth water. Tangy, sweet, garlic, salty. Ooh, I want just a little more salt. Now, if you're troubleshooting flavor, if you've got this and you're like, that is way too tangy for me, add some sugar. It just means your tomatoes weren't very sweet, and I'm guessing you have sugar in your kitchen. So I've got this basil. I'm gonna save out some for garnish. Ooh, I am gonna thin it out just a little bit. That's what this reserved starchy pasta cooking water is for. It's salty, it's flavored, it's a perfect sauce thinner without totally destroying your sauce. So I'm gonna add just a little bit in there. And if your tomatoes weren't very juicy and your sauce is more like paste instead of a sauce, that pasta cooking water is perfect to thin it out. So I'm gonna let this simmer just for a couple more minutes, 2 more minutes. It just smells like summer. It completely smells like summer. That basil flavor's in there, so nice. I'm gonna do 1 more sprinkle of salt, and I'm gonna get out my red pepper flakes. I know it's not in the 5 ingredients, but we're gonna do it anyway. Yes, I was like, I hope I have red pepper flakes in this kitchen. I didn't know. Just a couple. Just so it kisses your lips just with a little bit of heat. Oh, yum. This pasta is done and I want to eat it so bad. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do a little warm crusty bread on the side and then a Caesar salad, because this is so fresh that a creamy Caesar salad will be perfect on the side of this pasta. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna take a bite that's way too big and then I'll cut to my reaction. I want a huge bite. I love angel hair pasta. You ready? That is so good. I want a little more red pepper flake. I do. I don't really like things super spicy, but ooh, that's yummy in there. I'm gonna have another bite. Don't be commenting at me that I double dipped in here. This is just for my family. By slicing that garlic, it just has the most beautiful light garlic flavor. It really tastes like fresh tomatoes with a little white wine. And that fresh basil, it's like summer. And that's why we call it summer tomato pasta. So I really hope you give this one a try in your kitchen, and then it helps you feel like a success at dinner time. Join me next week for another recipe video of something you can make in your kitchen. And until then, have an amazing week ahead. And we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and subscribe to our newsletter. It's all down in the description box. Cheers.